And greetings once again, primitive Earthomans. Welcome to another episode of Kerbal Space Program. Let us load our save game. Yeah, let's see. Last episode we achieved the hell out of a polar satellite orbit. Placed that satellite in a polar orbit. And yes, we were able to do that. And I think now we probably... Let's just take a look here. I think I upgraded, between episodes, upgraded this vehicle assembly building to this one here. Now we can, the max part supported 255, basic action groups available, blah, 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 blah. Because we just could not build a rocket ship with enough parts to do all the crap that I wanted to do there. So, and let's see, we got, about 259,000 Kerbal dollars left. So let's see, I went in and I accepted a couple of new contracts. We've got to build a new orbital station around Kerbin. That is a thing we can be done doing. Don't have to do it right away. Sometimes you have a time limit on accepting the contract. You only have so much time to do that, but the deadline to actually fulfill the contract could be a lot longer, like this one here, 6 years, 425 days, yeah. So, okay. Lots of... I guess their years are longer than 365 days. I guess they're 426 days or something like that, because it was maybe a day ago that I did this. Let's see, we're going to do this other position satellite in a specific orbit around Kerbin. That is, as we'll go to the tracking station and take a look, that is this weird-ass one right here, this big blue thing. That, goes way out, kind of past the moon. And it looks like, it's a little funky too. A little not quite equatorial there. And it, maybe it passes by the moon every now and then over here, or something like that. I'm guessing at one time, sometimes what they do with these contracts too, like this one here. Sometimes you do the initial contract to place the satellite in orbit, and then you will get another contract later to move it to a different orbit. So it's a good thing we have extra fuel in here in a Buttlick 1, which is what we named our first satellite. We got the Russians had Sputnik. Of course, we're aliens who probe things in the bung. So our satellite must be called Buttlick. So we will probably do this one here. And yes, it is going in the proper rotation for normal eastward directional orbital insertion from launch, so whatever the hell you call that stuff. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is try to do that one next, and we will go into our vehicle assembly building, our recently upgraded vehicle assembly building. And let's see, I've already built a rocket, Buttlick 2. And for all the butt that it does lick. And it's pretty much the same rocket as we had last time. Only I added a Science Junior on there because we're going to send a sucker up there. We might as well get some frickin' science out of it. Why not? What the hell? So we've got the same couple of mystery goo containers on there. Couple of batteries, couple of thermometers. And, yes, and a couple of photovoltaic panels on there for it to be recharging the hell out of the batteries, so we can send our data back. And this is all going to be a use once type of deal anyway, but that's okay. No big deal. I don't think we have any other real sciencey type stuff we can put on there. We've got a scan radar, brings you the highest performance radar, ultimate load. I think this is a thing that will let us maybe scan the planet. We probably should have put this sucker on the one that did the polar orbit, because, when you do a polar orbit, as we'll take a look, you pretty much, that's the best way for scanning a planet, because since the planet sort of spins underneath you every time you go around, and then the planet moves more in that direction, you get a different look at it. You know, perhaps we will eventually do that anyway. We'll just launch our own polar orbit satellite. It doesn't have to be, you know, this far out as this one is here. But yeah, maybe we can do that. And also, you know, when we get around to doing it at the Olivia Mun. Okay, so let us go back into our VAB, Vehicle Assembly Building. And we're going to go ahead and I think we probably got everything we need in this. I hope there's enough Delta V. We've got, we check our staging here, we've got our launch stage here. You know, we'll jettison these solid boosters once we run those out of fuel. And then we've got our final stage here. We've got our little carrier engine there, and hopefully this one tank will be plenty enough fuel. I think we could probably almost even get into orbit just with our main launch stage here. However, we shall see how close we can get to getting the thing into orbit. But I don't know, I'm pretty sloppy is how I do these things. I'm not like Scott Manley, you know, we'll squeeze every drop of fuel out of his Delta V and you know, use the minimum amount of fuel and stuff. That's kind of fun, but I just like to just brute force get that crap up there. So let's just see. I don't really think it really matters, you know, where we launch. I guess we're sort of, you know, where this thing sort of crosses our plane is probably good enough right here. We're going to end up in an orbit that's more kind of in line, you know, with the Mun's orbit here. And then, you know, we'll handle this inclination, you know, at a different time. But sure, why not? Let's go ahead and just launch this sucker. I think we're going to hit our control key and just throttle down to about a third. And sure, let's launch this sucker. Turn on our SAS. Start leaning towards the east just a little bit. And we'll keep an eye on our fuel here. As soon as these solid boosters get down to nothing, we will stage and hit Z to throttle up fully with our main engine right about now. And there we go. So let's I'm gonna turn on our little science alert window here, just in case, you know, we get an opportunity to do a little bit of science. And since we're kind of getting close to approaching 10,000, we'll roll this guy over. Get to be at about maybe, I don't know, 35, 45 degrees, somewhere in there. And we'll switch to our map view and zoom in on this sucker here. And we're going to keep kind of an eye on our apoapsis here. And might as well bring up our NavBall right now. And sure, you know, we're at 45 degree angle right now. It'll probably start pulling us towards the horizon, just sort of gravity turn type of dealio, the way that usually works. And how is our fuel? I think we're, you know, close to about using up about half of our fuel. Well, let's keep that nose up a little bit. We at least want to make sure we reach the, 70,000 kilometers. Yeah, I think we'll get there. Our momentum will probably at least carry us that high. It's coming up now. 60, 63, 65. And there we go. That's going to put us into orbit. So let's go ahead and bring the nose over. And sure, just maybe a little under the horizon actually too. See how much, who knows, you know, we might have enough fuel. I don't think we'll have enough fuel to push this entire thing into orbit from here. But you never know. You never know. And yeah, we done run out of fuel. It looks like we've got a little extra fuel. I don't know why. This kind of happened last time as well. It seems, I don't know, we're out of fuel there, It sort of says we've still got extra fuel, but I guess we don't. So let's go ahead and stage. Go ahead and get rid of that stage there, man. Real quick, we're just gonna give a little squirt on our engine there, just so once we've started the engine now, we should be able to get accurate calculations from the engine as far as, you know, how long a burn it's going to take us to get into orbit and things. So we're going to add a maneuver here right at the apoapsis, and we're already got kind of a slight inclination here going on anyway, so that's not too bad. And I think for now, we just want to get ourselves into orbit around Kerbin. Might as well just go for that, because we're not quite lined up, I think, to transfer into our assigned orbit here for this satellite. So we're gonna have to do, let's see what we got, 88, 94. Let's maybe bring that down. I mean, the less fuel we use, the better, I suppose. 74, 93. Sure, why not, why not? Maybe. Yeah, sure, why don't we just give it a tiny little bit more of a burn. We don't want to take any chance and fall back and hit the atmosphere. Okay, so let us get lined up with our maneuver thrust vector there, which is the blue thingamadingy there. Getting pretty close to it. We've got 31 seconds. It says we need a 3-minute and 34-second burn. Not really. Let's give it another quick little squirt there, and as we can see, we're going to have about 9 seconds worth of a burn. So, which I don't know if it's even going to, if that's even accurate. So, you know, maybe we'll wait till about T-minus 5 seconds, and we'll go ahead and throttle up. I don't think it really needs to be all that accurate. Yes, and of course it was completely wrong about it, the 9 seconds there. So we're gonna go ahead and burn down here. Let's see. When that apoapsis starts coming up, and let's just kind of throttle down a little bit. And come on, bringing up this. There it is. And we'll throttle down as soon as that gets above 70. And 60, 69, 70. Right about the point where they're about to flip it. You know, that's probably good enough right there. Let's not waste any more fuel than we have to. So we've got about about 103 by 79. Okay, so we are safely in orbit. Which is good. So, now what we want to do, I think maybe we can come just about opposite of this here, and let's see. I suppose it would be optimal to try and get to, you know, the nearest point in this here. What do we have here? Yeah, because if we do our burn from this side of the planet, then, you know, we've got all this extra distance, and it's going to take a lot more fuel. So, first of all, let's get rid of that maneuver since we don't need it anymore. And I think maybe, you know, right here might be a good place to set our maneuver to, just because it's just about the opposite of where, well, hold on, almost the opposite, right about here, of where these two kind of converge here. And you know, we can do this kind of inclination maneuver along with that burn, and we've got plenty of time to get there, so let's go ahead and pull out our, whoa, not quite that much maybe, and looks like we had a little bit of a mun encounter there, which we don't really want that to happen. So how's this looking? Not too bad. I would really like this point to be a little bit more on there, but let's go ahead and see if we can fix this inclination deal here. And that's going to change a lot of things. Yes, 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 and diddly diddly. In fact, that's gonna appear to use less fuel. So, okay, so we'll bring this back down. Whoop, and there's that encounter again. Hopefully that don't happen and completely throw us off. Okay, and let's take a look at that. Oh, maybe bring it out just a little bit more. Just get it to touch there. And I think we can probably... What's this gonna do for us? Anything? Not really. Not much at all. But what we can do is we can grab the whole maneuver here, kind of slide it along until we just intersect the blue line there. And that looks pretty darn good right there. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to complain with that. Not perfect, but that's not too bad. And that should get us there. And what's it say? Burn time, we've got 40-second burn to do that. So we want to get to about 20 seconds before the maneuver. And, hopefully we'll have enough left. But once you get this far out, small burns make big differences. So, we might use like half of our remaining fuel just getting out there. But hopefully we'll have enough Delta V left over to match our big scary looking blue orbit there. Once we get there, so. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I'm not going to complain with that. It's a lot more accurate than I would normally do anyway. So, let's see here. We'll go ahead and time accelerate forward. And we'll just get to about 20 seconds. And, I suppose, before we do that, might be kind of a good idea to line up with our thrust vector here. And yes. Let's get on that sucker. And boom. There we go. Looks like we got plenty of electrical charge. These reaction wheels use up a lot of electrical charge, but we've got our solar panels on there that hopefully are keeping that sucker full for us. So, okay, lined up with our burn vector. We want to get to about 20 seconds before, so we're going to just time accelerate forward a little bit. And down to about a minute. And we're just slightly accelerating there. We can switch to about, 1 times right now, and we're gonna go ahead and just hit it full blast right there. Now watch this come out. And that inclination is part of our burn vector as well. Let's line up with our burn vector a little bit better there. And this is going to come out slow, and it's going to go even faster once it really starts getting close to it. So we're going to have to hit control and start to throttle down a little bit, so we don't go too far past it. So let's start throttling way down. Way down. And let's see. If we hit it right about, boom. And how's that looking? About 11.8 million. 11.823. That's probably going to be close enough. So, okay. We'll call that good. And, of course, now what we want to do is we want to put another maneuver right about here. And that's not too bad. We've got, more than a third of our fuel left, I think. So our final maneuver, right about bar. And we're gonna pull our prograde vector out. Just kind of round this out. And let's see. It's a little bit funky, but one of the things I think we can do here is we can kind of grab this and try to line it up right at about the apex there. We'll pull this out, maybe not that much. That looks pretty good there. And you know, one of the things I think we're also going to have to do is go to our spaceship right now. And we're going to maybe thrust limit this a little bit. You know, when you start getting into, you know, the real fine sort of adjustment maneuvers of your orbit, you're going to find that, you know, full throttle on this is just going to be a little bit too, you know, too much power. You're not going to have the kind of fine control that you want on there. So I'm going to limit this sucker to about maybe 30%. I mean, geez, sometimes you might even want to limit it even more than that. So how are we doing here? Let's take another good look at this. Bring that out just a little bit. Maybe not quite that much. Bring her back. So that's going to give us a 13.896. Yeah, let's what's that, 13.921. Sometimes it's a little hard to get a real fine sort of thing on there, but, you know, who knows? I don't know how accurate we're going to need to be on this thing. And we've got about a whole day before we have to hit this maneuver, so let's do a little bit of a adjustment here. Get that thing just, the technical term for it, I believe, is balls on. And you know what, that's probably going to be pretty damn good right there. So, okay, let's go ahead and get our spacecraft kind of lined up with our burn vector. Wherever the hell it is. There we go. Get her right on the dot there. Oh, and we can do a material study. Why don't we go ahead and do a material study. And we'll transmit that data back. Yes, I am sure. I want to continue. It's gonna use up a little bit of juice there. But, it's okay. Before we're completely out of electricity, we can get more electricity by, you know, turning the craft towards the sun there, so the solar panels are hitting, or, you know, aiming at the sun there. But how are we doing? Are we increasing? Okay, we're getting a little bit of sun. So by the time we have to do our maneuver, we'll have replenished our battery power by then. So, okay, right now we've got quite a ways to go. Let's see, it's telling us our burn is going to be 3 seconds. Of course it's going to be more than that. But let's just give a quick little squirt there. Now it's telling you 34 seconds is probably a bit more accurate. And who knows, you know, maybe more or less than that. So let's go ahead and time accelerate. I'm going to get to about just 15 seconds before the maneuver. And you gotta be careful when you get up here to like 50 times, 100 times time acceleration, and then you go to 1,000, so you can very easily go right past your maneuver. So just be patient, you know, let it come around. Yeah, see, we've recharged our battery power. I'm not gonna bother with any science right now until we get, farther out. Let's go ahead and hit the 1,000. And we'll just get, within a few hours. Boom, 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 boom. And let's bring her down. Bring her down to about 50x. One of the things you can do, you can warp to just before the maneuver, but it seems a little buggy sometimes. It doesn't always work out all that great. So I just like to kind of manually time accelerate. Get to where we need to be going here. Where are we at right now? Okay. I'm impatient, so I'm going to hit it 1000x. Okay. And we're down to an hour, 27 minutes. Let's go ahead and zoom in there. Okay, just down to 15 minutes. And we'll start to reduce our time acceleration. Now, it's not like super important on a 34-second burn that we hit it exactly 15 seconds before the market. Especially on a maneuver, of this type of distance. We could miss it by a minute or two, I'm sure, and still, be able to be accurate enough to do, what we need to do on this maneuver here. It's at, the greater the distance is, it seems, the less, the accurate, you really need to be in order, to get it perfect. But, let's go ahead and just get it right up to just about the minute here. 4 minutes. And just under a minute now. We'll go ahead and accelerate to just about 15 seconds, and boom, we're gonna go full throttle here. And as we can see, let's, we want to get to about 13.89. So far, so good. We're only using about 30% of our thrust right now, so the fuel shouldn't deplete too terribly quickly. So let's start to throttle back, because this thing's moving out real fast. And see, this gives us a little bit more accuracy as far as, not going past our intended target here, 13.8. What do we got here? Let's start bringing her down, throttle down. And it's flipping, that's okay. We want those nodes to flip. And we'll bring this guy up to about... Oh. Kind of hard to see. We'll give it a squirt, another little squirt. And okay. So, not perfect, but pretty darn close. So let's take a look at where we're at right now. I'll go ahead and delete this node here. However, let's take a look and see if that's even gonna be good enough. Apparently that's good enough for them right there. They decided that was close enough. So see, I guess you don't have to be super balls on, with these big wide orbits like that. But so there we go. We got that sucker in orbit, and kind of sloppily, but just enough, to do the job and satisfy the contract. And we've got like plenty of fuel left if we get another contract to adjust this orbit, which we might, and same with this other one over here too. We might, down the road get another contract to move the satellite to a slightly different orbit if there's fuel enough to do so. Let's go to this sucker right now, and first thing we should probably do here is let's see, let's give it a little spin. Just using the, Q and E buttons, I think we can spin this guy. So, yeah, there we go. Get that solar panel aiming in the right direction. Might as well do a goo study, because I don't think we've done any goo from out here. We're not going to be able to transmit that anyway. We'll do a couple of them. Who knows, you know, maybe down sometime in the future, you know, we'll recover this satellite. Might as well also log the temperature. Sure, why not? Might as well do this science anyway. Okay, I don't think we're going to be able to get any of this transmitted back without losing it, but sure. So that's Buttlick 2. Let's see, can we transmit any data? Let's just transmit all the data and see if anything. I don't think we're really gonna get any science out of it. But we might as well. What the hell? If it'll have enough juice. And it done ran out of juice. I suppose I could have thrown another battery on there. But in any case, we've done satisfied the hell out of our contract. And we got that thing in orbit, so that's 2 crazy satellites we have done put into orbit so far. I really would like to get some more science points right now, so we'll have to figure out, let's take a look and see what we've got. We can still do our orbital station. I think we'll probably do that next. Maybe we'll put this guy, I don't think we have to put it in any specific orbit. Maybe we'll put this in a polar orbit, and then we can scan the entire planet and look for points of interest and things like that. We can ferry some tourists. A geosynchronous orbit, too. That might be a tricky one to try and do. Well, maybe we'll do that next time around. We can dock a couple of vessels. So far, I don't seem to be getting any rescue missions, but that'll give us a chance to do some rendezvous, and we can do this dock 2 vessels once we've put our orbital station up there. We can dock it, maybe ferry some tourists up there or something like that, but we will check that out in the next episode. So if you enjoyed this video, please do remember to rate, comment, share, subscribe, and always obey your alien overlords, or you will be probed in your bunghole. And once again, this is AlienPet13, signing off. Probe you later.